We're typically no stranger to horror games, as you've probably come to know us for over the years. And I suppose you may have heard of these guys in particular, or at least I think the back end has changed. I'm still so unsure. But the company's called Impulse Game Studios, and if you've ever heard of them, you may have heard of them for such games as 1, 2, 3, Slaughter Me Street 1, 2, and Retro Mobile.
I did a song.
But Impulse Game Studios has come out with a brand new game called Midnight Evil. This one is actually pretty different. So yes, it's the sit and survive genre that you all come to know and love and appreciate and sometimes get oversaturated with. But the reason why it's very different is because you now have to use a microphone in order to... in fact, I don't even know what the hell you use a microphone for. I've just been told you use it. I can give it like a little thing in the options menu just to show you how it works. The wagon moved on well-oiled wheels. Success. I don't get to play stuff like this usually, and hey, if you like more of this, put down in the comments below, see if you want to see more stuff, and actually watch the second one. Regardless, let's do it. Let's play. Oh, this is... whoa. Okay. As the clock approached midnight, William Crinkle. William Crinkle. That's such a crazy word. Crinkle! Oh, here we go. Tonight was different, though. Oh? How is this different? He woke to a strange sound coming from the attic. It's Grandpa! William looks very different from this angle. As he climbed the stairs, he felt something. Yeah, the noises. You can hear them. Oh, Jesus. This is nuts. If only we could tell what that was. He had never seen this chest before. Don't open it. Oh, you opened it. Okay. That's what's inside. Okay. Just an innocent book. It's never usually that way. Tonight, his life would change forever. Ooh. Spoopified! Nathan Sanders presents. That's right, I think it's just Nathan now, isn't it? Midnight Evil. He said the title! It's the title! The music's lovely. I'll say that's very well orchestrated. I'll have to check who the sound designer is. That's cool. Oh, here we go. This is our room. Really lovely room. Oh, God. Long before the first humans stood upright and took their place in the world, there was a beautiful land that was ruled by what many would come to call the Fae. These ancient beings were worshipped by mankind, but they were also feared. Humans were right to be afraid, for there were many different creatures that lived in the darkness, watching us waiting. Humans were right to be afraid, for there were many different creatures that lived in the darkness. Come on, it's supposed to work. Humans were right to be afraid, for there were many different creatures. Humans were right to be afraid. Humans were right to be afraid. This isn't gonna work, is it? Humans were right to be afraid. Humans were right to be afraid. Humans were right to be afraid. Humans were right to be afraid! Maybe I need to read the whole thing. Humans were right to be afraid, for there were many different creatures that lived in the darkness, watching us, waiting. Now it works! Okay, so you gotta add fluctuation. Most were harmless enough, amusing themselves by causing mischief and playing pranks on humans that crossed their paths. The Urkling, for example, have developed a liking for the taste of human children. These monsters are small, unnaturally fast, and impossible to kill. It was an unlucky tragedy for my people that we decided to build our village here, right in the middle of the Urkling's territory. We have lost so many of our children over this past year, there aren't enough tears in this world to weep for their loss.
We did it, we passed the first pages, ah!
Thankfully, though, my grandmother taught me well in the ways of my druid ancestors. It may not be able to kill the little beasts, but I was able to work out a spell that binds them to this book. I can only hide it and pray that it never falls into the hands of a child. Okay, so it's reading it fine now. If you are reading this, know that I'm truly sorry for the demons that have now been passed on to you. Opening the book will have awakened them, and I'm sure they will be ravenously hungry. Here's how I'm gonna speed this up. Once the book is open, you must read it out loud from beginning to end in order to return them to their magical prison. Be watchful, they only attack if you don't see them coming. Most importantly, once you finish this book, keep it hidden so fast no one ever opens it again! Damn it, gotta do it again. Most importantly, once you finish this book, keep it hidden so that no one ever opens it again. Okay.
WIGS FM 98.7 Game Talk.
Oh god, nah, that's pretty cheesy.
Hello, darkness. My name is Nick Gloom.
Hi.
It's just me tonight. As you guys know, we answer game questions and talk tips and tricks.
Oh, okay.
Well, Nate usually does. I don't really play most of those games. Anyway, let's get to the phones. First caller, you're on the air.
Hi, Nick. I'm wondering, how do I beat the final boss in Terminator Destruction?
How would I know that?
I don't know.
I'm stuck here working for
That
crap
sounds like
money.
Psychic Pebbles.
I still can't afford to buy new Atari games. Would you like me to page Nate?
I don't
Here's
know.
the thing. Like I said, I'm working here. I don't usually come on
I
radio.
don't know. Oh.
So, I don't have as much of a bedside manner as Nate does. But it's totally fine. I bought a new OBasic book, which is the programming language for Atari, since I can't afford to buy my own Atari games, and I'm working on my own homebrew game.
Okay.
The pending title is Evil Midnight, where I'm not sure what you're going to have to do yet, but it's getting
I don't
asked to
really
do
know what to
stuff.
respond with. It seems a
more
bit
I get
awkward in
anxious
places,
and
like there's
panic.
silences, there's like
It's a vicious
pauses.
cycle.
Is this
And for-
some kind of life lesson? I just want to play Terminator.
Here's the thing.
For this being a radio station thing, it feels a little paced weirdly. You think add some background music, maybe get an additional voice. Just felt a bit weird for me. I just realized. Saws. I noticed. Look, it says 123 Slaughterme Street just up there. Ah, you see. Little Maggie O'Brien was the first. The children had been playing in Hogan's Forest when they all heard a noise. Sensing no danger because there were so many of them, 12 children in all decided to investigate the source of the strange sound. Am I okay? I'm good? I'm good? Paragraph at a time. As they all searched high and low, they soon realized that Maggie was missing. Oh, Jesus, what? What the hell? What is that signal? Frantically, they began searching for their friend. She was a small girl who loved to play hide and seek. She was a small girl who loved to play hide and seek. Jesus Christ. Okay, this is where stuff's getting real. Can we close that? Is there a way we can close that? Anything? Can we close any of these? Her big brother Colin insisted that she was probably hiding somewhere, safe, and giggling to herself as she watched everyone search for her. I got through that paragraph just fine. Oh, I just noticed the followers down there. Is there the greeter anywhere? Greeter? Waiter? Let's repeat this later. The sun sank low in the sky and the forest grew dark. What keeps happening? What's this? Am I losing my health during this? It looks like I'm losing my health. What? The children, frustrated and panicked, ran back to the village to alert their parents that little Maggie was nowhere to be found. Okie doke. That's when everyone lit torches and spread out through the woods calling her name. Okay, so it has to be through the book. Okay, sweet. That's when everyone lit torches and spread out through the woods calling her name. Come on, I read that! Jesus. Nope! The fuck? That's when everyone lit torches and spread out through the woods calling her name. None of you will catch my business! The little girl's mother sobbed desperately as well as inspected every corner of those woods in hopes of finding her. Hey. This is getting me on edge. Her brother kept searching, tears streaming down his cheeks. I'm her big brother, he said, rubbing his eyes. I'm supposed to make sure nothing happens to her. It's not your fault, Colin, I assured him. We'll find her soon, and she'll be no worse for the wear. He nodded, forced a smile, and we all continued looking. The moment I heard him scream, I knew he had found her. The moment I heard him scream, I knew he had found her. Jesus. Or rather, what was left of her, which wasn't much. We were sure it was Maggie because she had worn her favorite hair bow that day. Her father plucked the pink ribbon from the body and fell to its knees, wailing into the darkness. The fact that it picked up its instead of his. That's pretty cool. Poor Colin tried to tell us then. He said that she had been covered in what he described as little green men. I said my shit, okay? He said that she had been covered in what he described as little green men. Oh, more words. They were fat and green, he stammered, with bright glowing eyes. They were biting off bits of skin and flesh. Oh, come on. Seriously? With bright glowing eyes, they were biting off bits of skin and flesh. Okay, sweet. No one believed the lad. We all attributed the horrible ordeal to a hungry wild animal. I said the words! Come on! We all attributed the horrible ordeal to a hungry wild animal. Of course, what else could it possibly be? Scooping up what remained of little Maggie, the townsfolk set to work preparing for her funeral. I said those fucking words! Scooping up what remained of little Maggie, the townsfolk set to work preparing for her funeral. Come on. Hey! Hey now. We had no idea the horrors that lay ahead. I thought to myself how strange her wounds looked. I couldn't help but think back to what Colin had said about the little green men. It's made me think of the stories my grandmother used to tell me. She said that our druid ancestors spoke of tiny creatures that lived long ago in the swamps and marshes surrounding our lands. The Urklings, she called them. Fuck off. Fuck off. Oof. Oof. Hey! Data block 12QL91RL, is there nothing? There were 3 tribes, each bring their own breed of evil. One tribe, I recall, she said were green and fat. One tribe, I recall, she said were green and fat. They would lure children away from safety and feast on their flesh. Oh, Christ. Oh, is that... we must be close to the end here. We didn't live near any swamps. Surely the boy's mind was playing tricks on him. Besides, the Urklings weren't real. They couldn't be. Did I do it? I think I did. I must have done it. Again? You make me read more things again? Maggie O'Brien's funeral was just what anyone would expect. Everyone did their best to comfort the grieving parents. For fuck's sake. What the fuck? Wait, hey, what? How are you supposed to defend yourself? What? Boy, what? And furthermore, that wasn't even scary. The jump scare, it was more tense. Like, I think the adventure was more tense than actually it. Let's keep going. Colin kept to himself. Everyone assumed it was because he blamed himself. After his sister had been laid to rest, I came to him to ask him how he was doing. He looked up at me, eyes red from either crying, lack of sleep, or a combination of the two, and said, I really saw them, the little green monsters. My heart ached as I put my arms around the boy. I kept telling myself that seeing his little sister in pieces couldn't have been easy for him. Fuck off. Fuck off. He was just in shock. The stories of the Urklings were only told to scare children into doing what they were told, that was all. I think you have to center your cursor on the actual monster. The first thing my grandmother told me about the Urklings was that there were 3 tribes. The green ones had round bellies and piercing blue eyes. She said they could be heard if you... That's right, you have to keep it on. She said they could be heard if you walked deep in the swamp at night. They would laugh and sing as they danced around their tiny campfires, which would appear only as tiny flickering lights through the trees. They were the least lethal of the 3 tribes, but every bit was evil. The red ones were more temperamental and even faster than their green cousins. You know what I just figured? This is actually more educational than anything. I'm just reading a big old book here. The Kama Sutra. They didn't sing or dance around campfires, and their celebrations were a bit more gruesome. They prefer to eat children from the inside out. Now you see! I am a child, you cannot hurt me! Elon Musk will protect me, or I'll just laugh at that deer, whatever. I need to read, I need to read. It was even thought by some that they were only red because they were stained by the blood of their victims. I read that! It was even thought by some that they were only red because they were stained by the blood of their victims. Now, see, hey, I didn't ask you to do that. Fiery red bristle-like hairs sprouted from the tops of their heads and their glowing yellow eyes seemed cold and calculating. The pale Urklings were in another class altogether. They had white skin and wild, untamed... You opened the door. Now everything's open. They had white skin and wild, untamed blue hair that flowed out in every direction. Now they have... Oh, these are big. This is big. The most unsettling thing about them was that they had no eyes at all. Yet they somehow were the most keen and efficient killers of the 3. Grandmother said that their long, wiry hair would somehow sense the presence and locations of children. There were some things that all 3 tribes had in common. Urklings preferred to eat after... Fuck off. Urklings preferred to eat after midnight and would only attack if the child didn't make direct eye contact with them. The story is actually telling you how to get rid of them. I reassured myself that the O'Brien girl being attacked barely after sunset meant that she had to have been the victim of a wild animal attack. A few of the men in the village came together to hunt down the beast that killed the girl. They came back 2 days later carrying the carcass of a large wolf. Yo, friendo, stop. The whole village breathed a sigh of relief, and a big celebration was held. Whoa! Grandma, get the fuck out of here. The only one beside myself that remained anxious was Colin. Looking at his face that night, I knew that he believed the creatures that killed Maggie were still out there, waiting. He was right. He was right. Ah, you see? Ah, I did it.
WIGS-FM 98.7 Game Talk.
Hello, darkness.
What other tips have you
Welcome
got?
to the top of the hour. Again, I'm your host, Nick Gloom, filling in for Nate tonight.
The most awkward
That
podcast
was
ever.
an interesting hour, I must say. I don't know, Janet. I feel like these kids don't like me. Hey, Janet, do you like me? And she's walking away, folks. Anyway, caller, you're on
Wow,
the air.
self-deprecation. How original. Try harder.
I wanted to say that you suck.
I just had a feeling that that was coming. Oh yeah, so anyway, I forgot there's a sponsor slot I was supposed to fill last hour. This one goes out to all you greasy, pizza-faced listeners.
That's me.
Are you tired of popping pimples?
No, it's actually quite exhilarating.
Do some zits appear over and over and you have to keep popping them?
Gross.
Kind of like that popular video game, Mole Whacker? From the creators of Simple Pimple comes the revolutionary cream, Pimple Buster. The all-in-one, scientifically formulated pimple-destroying cream.
Okay.
Call 155-PIM-PLES.
Thank you. Though I'd like to
But
make
hurry
friends with my
before
pimple,
supplies
thank
run
you.
out.
It's out of stress.
15.
Also, it's a good liquefy face tracker.
You know, Janet, I think Evil Midnight could use some Mole Whacker inspiration. Something to keep the player on their toes. Or at least that last prank caller could drink some of that Pimple Buster. I don't know what it is.
Oh no, you're gonna keep me more on edge now? That wasn't a tip! That was a challenge! Shit!